What's up guys, Johan, Houston-based photographer and videographer, and today we're going to be going over what's in my camera bag. Let's jump right in. So over the years, gear is just something that I'm constantly accumulating. There's always new stuff coming out, there's always a new piece of tech that I'm going to be needing in a shoot. So over the last year, I've accumulated a bunch of new pieces of gear, and today we're going to be going over everything that I bring to all my shoots in my camera bag. First things first, camera bag. This is the Peter McKinnon Nomadic camera bag. Funny story with this camera bag, I actually traded this for my old Peak Design camera bag with my friend Ant. You guys know Ant, he's been on the channel plenty of times. He's my go-to second shooter for anything that I need. And we basically both had an issue. He wanted a camera bag that wasn't so bulky and big, and I wanted this specific camera bag. So we literally just said to each other, hey, how about we just trade our camera bags and just, you know, exchange. We literally did just that. So we just met up at the gym, exchanged our bags, and just went about our day just like that. So this is my new camera bag. It's pretty heavy duty. I mean, even Ant, like, he wore this thing down and it still just packs a punch in making sure that everything is just, you know, taken care of. Like these little dividers here are just super high quality. Even the Velcro is high quality, so I have no concerns with like my gear getting damaged and everything. You guys saw in one of my most recent Project 50 videos, I actually went ahead and redesigned the whole inside to just optimize what it's built for, right? Because it has a quick access little slot on the side. So yeah, this is my camera bag that I bring into all my shoots. And for the most part, this is the only bag that I bring because it houses literally my FX6, my A7S III, and it houses everything that I need. So next up on the camera bag is my FX6. Now my FX6 is my newest body that I got a few months ago in 2023. I think I got it in early November or late October. I can't quite remember, but this video camera has been my go-to video camera for every single shoot, and it's made its money back. It's been something I've been using just consecutively. The colors in it are amazing, the quality of it is amazing, the ND built-in system is top tier. I truly have no complaints with this camera. My camera bag houses not only my body but all of its accessories that it comes, because if you guys know anything about the FX6, it's one just block, that's the main camera, but then you have all of your other attachments. You have your grip, you have your top handle, and me, I have a V-mount battery attachment to it, and then the monitor itself. So it's just, you're not just getting the body, you're getting all of the accessories that it comes with, just so you can optimize its full use. And my camera bag houses all of that, so that's a plus in itself. Now we're gonna jump into the A7S III, the B cam. Now this camera is actually, I've used this a ton. I've really worked this grinding gears, and I've damn near just dropped this camera numerous amount of times, and it's just one of the bodies that I just can't seem to get rid of. I was gonna sell it, but honestly I'm gonna just end up keeping it and then buying an extra body when the time seems fit for it. But two cameras, my FX6 and my A7S III, that's more than enough for my day-to-day productions. It's a great camera. It shoots 4K 120, 4K 60, 10-bit color. I think the sensors on the FX6 and the A7S III are just about the same. So whenever I'm in between shots for a single project, color grading and matching the frames and all that, like it's not a big hassle for me. So 24 to 70 2.8 Sigma. Let me tell you about this lens. This lens I've beaten up so much. It literally has I chipped off a bit of the top circular ring. Thank God I can still put on my filters and all that on the camera, but yeah, I've used it so much, it's literally like, you can see its age just by looking at the camera. It's my most used camera. It's my favorite camera, and not because 24 to 70, wherever I'm at, I can just zoom in. I still force myself to be intentional with my shots, right? I'm not just like zooming in and out just to get that perfect frame. I look at every single focal length as like its own. So whenever I'm shooting video or photos, I'm thinking I want this shot on a 35mm focal length. I'll move up to that focal length and then I'll move around myself to make sure that I'm properly composing my shots. I don't allow the lens to make me lazy. I know it's something that you can easily fall into, just being lazy with a zoom lens, but it's my most used lens. It's a fast aperture, 2.8, so it's great in low light. 24-7, you get 24, you can get wide enough for landscapes, wide shots, right? And then you can bump it up to 70. And then I think even with the A7S III, there's like a zoom feature, so you can even zoom into that 70mm to get that extra just tightness in your shots, right? Can't say nothing bad about this lens. It literally lives rent-free in my camera bag, and it's my go-to for every day. All right, now we got the wide body, the 14-24mm 2.8 Sigma. This camera is usually my go-to vlogging lens, right? If I myself am vlogging my day, or if I'm just trying to get like a vlogging style shot, or just a wide, extra wide shot, I'll just slap on this lens and that'll be my go-to for those occasions. Once again, 2.8 is fast enough for it to be very well, for it to perform very well in low light. And the only thing that I don't like is that I can't really apply filters to it, because it does have that bulby lens on the top end. So, you know, that's the only downfall to this lens. But, you know, I'm not ever using filters or getting those specific shots with that lens anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I personally, for me, I feel like everyone should at least have a 50mm. That's what I'm going on next. The 50mm 1.4 Sigma. This is a great lens for both video and photo, but I find myself using it more for photos. This is typically the lens I'll slap on my A7S III whenever I'm doing video with the FX6 and I'm just looking to get some photos with the A7S III on the side for my projects. It's a 1.4 aperture, so you're gonna get that smooth, buttery bokeh in the background. And it's a prime lens, so you're gonna get some extra sharpness to your images. And I think you guys are seeing a pattern here that all my lenses are Sigma. And I mean, there's a reason for that, just because Sigma is a top tier brand, but also it's very budget friendly. I'm not breaking my back spending $2,200 on a lens, literally buying the same amount of quality for half the price, and you can't beat the build of these lenses anyway. So 85mm 1.8 Sony. This is the only lens that I don't have that's Sigma. I used to have a 85mm 1.4 Sigma whenever I had my 1DX, but I ended up selling that to invest my Sony lineup. I just haven't found the time to upgrade and exchange my Sony 85 to a Sigma 85, but that will come, because this is kind of like a specialty lens. I don't really find myself using this lens that much. I just end up using the 24-70mm anyway. But if I'm trying to get like those close-up eye shots, if I'm trying to do some focus roll shots, I'll typically just slap on the 85mm and that'll get that job done. So it's so small and light, it doesn't really even bother me to just have it on just for what ifs. This is the year for rigs, and specifically adding my V-mount to my rig. So before this year, I've never used a V-mount battery. I've always just ended up buying a whole bunch of camera batteries for the designated camera that I was shooting on. But this year, whenever I did buy my FX6, it actually did come with a V-mount battery, and so after using that, I honestly cannot see myself going back and just using the designated battery for the camera itself. I actually am about to purchase a second V-mount just because they're so amazing. Literally, one V-mount battery will last me a full day of shooting. I'm literally just buying a second V-mount just for safety, just in case we end up shooting like 12 hours plus, right? But yeah, V-mount batteries are great. I actually have a 99-watt battery, and it lasts me a very long time, so I can't even complain. I would say that it's the equivalent of having 3 FX6 batteries. That's what one V-mount battery is equal to, in my personal experience of shooting. So something very small, something that is just, you know, you have to have it. SD card holder plus my SD cards. Doesn't need to be explained. SD cards is how I shoot my projects, is how I store them. The only thing that I specify getting now is that if I am buying a new SD card, it has to be at least a V90 card, just because I'm shooting at 4K. I'm shooting at such high codecs that I can't shoot anything under V90. V60 I can get away with if I'm doing 4K 24, maybe even 4K 60, but even then, like, I just stick to my V90s, and that's all I really store in my SD card holder. It's pretty self-explanatory at that point, you know? Alright, let's talk audio, because for the FX6, I think I have a different type of audio setup than most. Let me explain. Here on my hot shoe, I have the Sony ECM B1M hot shoe Sony mount. I got lucky because before this I had the Rode mic and I had an XLR. No, I had a 3.5 to a 3.5. But the thing with the FX6 is that it takes XLR cables, right? So why did I get lucky? Well, because the Sony ECM B1M actually is just a wireless mic that just connects to the hot shoe, and then the hot shoe has like a connection to the mic itself, and then that way it requires no cables at all. I just slap it on the hot shoe and the mic automatically connects to my camera, right? If I'm using like a mic'd up audio, I have the DJI wireless mics. I don't have the new DJI 2s. I probably will end up getting those. It's just I don't see a need for it right now. The thing that I love about these is that it externally records, so I don't need to once again connect transmitter to a 3.5mm jack. I can just easily have it on the side, record externally on the DJI mic itself, and then just like that I can have onboard mic'd up audio, and then I have the FX6 recording through the Sony ECM B1M. That is my go-to audio setup if I'm doing just run and gun audio. If I'm miking someone up, that's typically what I go with. Sometimes I end up having the need to edit on the go, and with that I'll just end up bringing my MacBook Pro. So this MacBook Pro is actually the M1 Max, the one that came out in 2021, I believe. It's so annoying because Apple just came out with the M3 Max Space Black, and that thing is a beauty, and I just want that so bad. But there's absolutely no need for me to get that because most of my editing does go down in my office. If I'm doing any type of on-the-go editing on my MacBook, it's nothing heavy, it's nothing crazy. It's just something quick, something for me to get out to my client for them to post, or pictures which require nothing compared to what I end up doing here on my Mac Studio. That's for a whole different video on my office tour that I'll probably end up doing later down the line. But for on-the-go editing, my MacBook Pro has been my go-to. So the AirPods 3rd gen are my go-to earbuds whenever I'm on-the-go editing. Whenever I'm in-house, I end up just using my AirPods Max. But whenever I'm on the go, AirPods 3rd gen, specifically those, because the AirPods Pro, I don't know what, but for the life of me, no matter what bud size I use for like the ear, they just will not stick. I've had them, I've used them, they will not stick. It's funny because the only earbuds that have any type of noise canceling that do stick are Beats, which I might end up getting. We'll see. And last but not least, I actually do have a battery pack that I just keep in my camera bag just in case I'm out for a long time. I don't have anywhere to charge my phone, charge my camera, charge anything really. I'll just bring up the battery pack, and then I have a specific cable for each specific scenario that I might come across with. I have a USB-C cable, I have a lightning cable, and I even have a micro USB cable. So if I'm ever out, I need to charge something and I'm just nowhere near an outlet to do that, I can always fall back on my battery pack and get that done. We downsized a lot on this camera bag because back then I was bringing just about everything. Now I do have a lot of lenses in this bag, but you know, they're also small. They don't really weigh that much to me. If anything, my MacBook is what ends up making my camera bag weigh a ton. So, but that's gonna be it for that video. That's everything that I bring on every single shoot, everything that I need for my day-to-day. Most of my shoots are lasting anywhere from like 1.5 hours to like 4 to 5. So everything that I've mentioned in this video will just about get me through all of those productions. Just about everything that I have in my camera bag, and I hope that you guys were able to take something from that. And if so, please make sure to like, comment, and share to any of your friends whatsoever. That's gonna be it. Until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.